start a blog or YouTube channel in 2021, or you already started one but you're kind of second guessing yourself, this video is for you. In this video, we are going to be comparing blogging versus YouTubing in 5 different rounds: type of content, time, cost, reach and monetization, and lastly, ownership. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole video. And before we do get started, make sure you take out your notebook and your pen so that you can jot everything down that I say, because I did do a lot of research and I have 11 pages to go through. I also want you to comment down below which one you think will win this battle. And at the end, we'll see if you got it right. Alright, let's go ahead and start with round 1, which is type of content. And we're going to start with blogging and its pros. And obviously blogging is writing. And the pro for blogging is that it is mainly writing. I like to write, and sometimes I find myself as an introvert, so hiding behind the screen is perfect for me. I'm also bilingual, and I don't know if you're bilingual or not, but if you ever trip over your words because of the 2 languages in your mind, you probably relate with what I'm saying. And another pro about blogging is that you can really express yourself through words. I know a lot of people say, oh, you really can't express through text and it's better through video, but if you're more introverted and you're a better writer, then you can definitely find the correct words to express your feelings and your emotions. Sometimes you can even be more spunky just because you get a little shy and awkward in person, but through words, you're totally fine. Of course, blogging has its cons. If you don't like to write, then obviously blogging might not be for you. You have to think about the grammar, the punctuation, etc. But my rebuttal with that is that you can definitely use services like Grammarly, or even ask a blog editor to help you make sure that everything is pristine. Another con about blogging is that sometimes it comes across as impersonal just because you can't see the person's facial expression or hear their tonal inflections. Sometimes people just won't remember you because they don't really see your face. They just remember the concept in your blog, but they don't see what you look like. My rebuttal with this, though, is that you can get an audio version of your blog, and I thought this was my original idea, but I googled it and I actually found that the New York Times already uses like an audio version of blogs, and it reads to you kind of like an Audible book. So you can have that as an option, or you can just figure out how to put in the correct adverbs and adjectives that really express what you're trying to say. Alright, moving on to YouTube, which is obviously video and editing. You can definitely reach a wider audience because you are using 2 types of learning: auditory and visual. So people can just read your captions or listen to the audio. I would say that it reaches out more because it also uses a different type of teaching style. Whichever way you choose, you can either do a talking head video like this, or you can do a behind the scenes tutorial showing your hands or whatever you're doing. You can also do animations. You can draw as part of your video. So there's a lot of different creative ways that you can express the message that you're trying to say. Another pro about YouTube is definitely being able to communicate quickly, because everybody just has a very short attention span nowadays, and you're probably like zoning out right now. You better not. But I did an IG Instagram poll and asked you guys why YouTube would win, and everybody said it's because everybody has shorter attention spans. That's why we have TikTok and Reels, and just being able to talk to you directly like this without having you to read my content, that is such a pro. YouTube can be more immersive, visual, and fun, as my friend Gabriella said. You can definitely put in tutorials for like cooking, for baking, for repairing, without relying on text or images like on a blog. And you can definitely add in your personality through bloopers and, just your tonal inflections. It shows people who you really are more than, text on a page. I do have a big con though with YouTubing, and that is almost the same as blogging. If you're not a natural speaker or a great communicator, then you're gonna have a harder time. You're gonna have to script yourself. You're gonna have to rehearse a lot. You're gonna have a lot of things to edit out. So it's gonna be harder to speak in front of the camera and be natural. And also it's gonna take you some time to learn how to edit and shoot and all of that. To help you in this first round type of content, I do have 2 questions for you to ask yourself. First is, what is your personality type? Are you more of a speaker or a writer? Are you more introverted or extroverted? And then the second question is, what medium is needed to deliver your content? So I'm not only a content creator, I'm also a wedding photographer, and for my brides to see my images, I would think that it's easier for them to view them on a blog versus a YouTube video where they have to pause each time. So you got to think about that for yourself as well. Alright, so which one is the winner for the first round? Type of content. Make sure you're writing down in your little paper which one you think is the winner, blogging or YouTube, in this first round. But I'm going to have to give it to YouTube. So I am a little bit shy and I'm a little bit more introverted, half and half. But I'm going to have to say that because everybody has such short attention spans, I would have to give it to YouTube. I'm a photographer, so I like gadgets as well. So I'm going to have to give it to YouTube. Round 2, time. So in this round, we are going to be talking about how much time it takes you to create your own platform or channel and how much time it actually takes to create your content. So with blogging, obviously, the pro is that it will take less time than shooting a video and editing it. And I'm not trying to offend any copywriters out there. My best friend is a copywriter and an English teacher. But have you ever pulled an all-nighter before for an English project? Because I totally have. And I just did my outline and my paper in one night and I got an A. No flex whatsoever. But definitely a lot easier than shooting a video and editing it. There is one big catch though. The con for blogging is that you will have to take time to make your website. Whether or not you hire a designer, buy a template, or build one from scratch, it will take some time versus YouTube. My rebuttal with that though is that you can definitely just use a template from Squarespace or Wix, but there is something better out there than those two. So YouTube is definitely going to take less time as far as getting started, just because it's already a ready-made platform, ready-made website. All you have to do is upload and hit publish and you're good to go. But the cons are kind of big. I'm not sure if you've started your channel already, but you can just imagine how much time it takes. You have to get ready, put on makeup, hair, outfit, you got a script if you choose that. You also have to actually shoot and then edit and then do all the other thumbnails and all of that. And if you're also using natural light, you gotta wait for the sun. You can't shoot while it's raining, all of that. And sadly, you really can't start as a vlogger because, to be honest, nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about me. People just want your content and your ideas and the stuff that you've researched about. And besides shooting, which sometimes you need people to help you shoot the BTS for, it will take a lot of time to edit, as I mentioned. Unless you're gonna hire a personal editor through Fiverr or something, it's gonna take you a lot of time, and especially if you have not had a lot of experience with editing software in the past, then it will be a learning curve. However, my rebuttal definitely is that it's going to be almost the same for blogging. With YouTube, yes, you have to edit, but with blogging, you also will have to proofread and edit. With YouTube, you're going to have to figure out your thumbnails, your end screens, your tags, but it's the same with blogging. You are going to have to figure out your SEO, your keywords, and grammar and all of that. So it's almost the same in terms of editing and post-editing. One way to figure out which one you want to do, blogging versus YouTube, is to definitely figure out how much time you want to dedicate in one sitting. So with blogging, you can definitely take 30 minutes a day throughout the whole week to do your research and write your blog post. However, with YouTube, you will have to do a little bit of research here and there, and then dedicate one day, a huge chunk of hours, to just film and edit. So it's up to you. You'll have to look at your schedule, and you also have to think, okay, am I willing to come home after work, tired from work, and write your blog? Or are you willing to take a day off in the weekend and actually film? Alright, so who's the winner for round 2? Did you guys write it down in your little paper? Make sure you do that so you're keeping track of your own score. But for me, I'm going to have to give it to blogging. It's going to take a lot less time than shooting a video. So that's going to be the win for me for this round. But So far, we have 1 point for blogging and 1 point for YouTube. If you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I am a full-time graphic designer and part-time photographer looking to give you guys value all about content creation and photography. So if you like all that jazz, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Round 3, cost. So in this round, we are going to be talking about how much it takes to start up your own little platform and also how much it takes to maintain it. So with blogging, it's actually going to be relatively cheap. You can use your phone to blog. You don't need a MacBook or any other laptop. And also to actually have your own website, it's not that expensive. I'm currently making my own wedding photography blog, and I chose Bluehost over Squarespace and Wix through a lot of research and certain reasons. But with Bluehost and WordPress, it only costs me around $4 a month. So if you guys want a discount like that, make sure you use my affiliate link down below and you can get a discount. There's not a lot of cons as far as blogging costs go, but if you do buy a template, it will cost you around $35 to $300 plus. And if you do get your own web designer, then it can cost you thousands of dollars. And fun fact, I am actually a web designer, but yeah, it doesn't cost you that much to make your blog. SEO plugins could cost you a lot, but those are all additional. The pro about YouTube is that it's already a ready-made platform and website, meaning you don't need to pay anything. All you have to do is upload and publish, like I said earlier. However, the con is that it can get a little pricey out of pocket. Yes, you can start with your phone to shoot your videos, but better quality is better quality, and later on you might want to get your own camera, and that racks up as you buy batteries, SD cards, lighting if you want artificial lighting, your setup, your editing software, and that just all adds up. My rebuttal though is that you really just need a camera to start off with. As long as you have mediocre visuals and decent audio, then you are fine. Alright, so which one is the winner for round 3? There's 2 more rounds left. Which one is the winner for round 3? Make sure you write it down with your budget in mind. For me personally, since I am a photographer and I shoot weddings, whatever equipment I buy, I will be using it for my next session, hopefully, It's a great investment. But outside looking in, I'm gonna have to give it to blogging. Blogging is just a lot less expensive because I know that if I was a newbie YouTuber, I would want to get a nice camera if I didn't already have one. Round 4, reach and monetization. So I'm going to combine these two just because the more reach you have, the more monetization you'll get, right? That makes sense. I think the pro for blogging is that you can definitely list out your affiliate links, which can earn you a lot of money in a less salesy way. So whenever I start sharing a link or hearing someone share a link, I feel kind of turned off, even though I know that I mean good, or I mean well, and that they mean well as well. But I feel like with blogging, you can make it more of a story and people are kind of expecting you to share links. Although it is a lot easier to list out your affiliate links on blogs, I think it's going to be a lot harder to reach people far and wide just because the certain market is so saturated. Blogs have been here forever, and according to hostingtribunal.com, there's actually 500 million blogs out there in the world. So you have that much competition. So with that competition, the saturated market, the traffic going onto your website will be a lot slower, bringing in lower monetization in the beginning. But with YouTube, you're definitely going to have less competition. It is still saturated, but it's less saturated. There's 37 million YouTube channels out there to compete against. And also, along with that, you have YouTube's algorithm that will recommend and push out your content to your next viewer, compared to blogging where you really have to rely on yourself and your SEO, your search engine optimization, and your keywords to really rank first on Google, and it's really going to be reliant on whether or not you reach the first couple of pages. And I don't know about you, but personally when I'm on Google, I don't really go past the first page. But on YouTube, I end up scrolling endlessly forever, and it's almost like that vortex or that vacuum of TikTok. You just keep scrolling and it never ends. But yeah, with YouTube, you definitely have a better chance of getting discovered, having a wider reach, and possibility in monetization. So with reach and monetization, you definitely need to ask yourself, what is the purpose and goal of this platform? Are you trying to create a memoir? Because with blogging, you can definitely just write and share pictures and print those out for your family members. But with YouTube, you can definitely choose the goal of maybe growing your speaking abilities like I am. So it's really up to you. Alright, so what does your scorecard look like right now? Mine says that blogging is winning. YouTube has won for type of content, but blogging has won for time and cost. But I think for this round, we're going to have to give out 2 points just because they're two huge categories, reach and monetization. And I'm going to have to say YouTube, because you are so superior to driving traffic to YouTube channels, I'm going to have to give it to you because of traffic and also monetization possibilities. I would say that with blogging, you can definitely use Pinterest and SEO to rank high, but YouTube, you don't really have to do as much because it has its own algorithm. Yay, so we're in our last round, which is ownership. And starting with blogging, its pro is definitely that you do own the website and blog itself. If you use HostGator, Bluehost, or a hosting website like that versus Wix or Squarespace, you do own your website. So compared to YouTube, which is owned by Google, you have full responsibility of your website. Google doesn't have the chance or the opportunity of taking your site down compared to YouTube, where Google can definitely do that. But my rebuttal with this though is that anything can get taken down or out anytime. Your car could be taken away from you, your property, whatever. So yeah, that's just a thought. So with great privilege comes great responsibility, and because you do own your blog, you are going to be responsible with actually starting it from the ground up through WordPress or whatever platform you choose. You're going to have to allocate time and money to it. And the other responsibility would be that you are in charge of actually marketing your content through SEO and also social media funneling. So there's going to be a lot of work, but you do own it. Okay, so with YouTube, the pro is definitely that you can be lazy. You don't own anything. You don't own a car or a house. You can just be you, do you, and rely on Google or YouTube's algorithm to push your content out. However, if you do something bad, you can get kicked out of your property, and that's what everybody's afraid of, and that is a huge con. But my rebuttal is that just be good, don't do anything bad, read the rules, and also keep your files under storage so that later if YouTube ends up, selling out or something, then you can upload your videos to the other platform. Well, this is the last round and the scoreboard is 3-2. And I'm really bad at creating anticipation and suspense, so I'm just gonna say it how it is. I would rather own a house versus rent an apartment just because I know that it's my own property. So I'm gonna have to give it to blogging. But I guess that would mean that our scores are tied. We have 3-3, and that means we're gonna need a tiebreaker, right? Surprise, surprise. All right, for our tiebreaker, I'm gonna have to designate content repurposing as the surprise sixth round. And content repurposing just basically means you're able to reuse and recycle the content you've already written up or made to other platforms. So with blogging, because you already have your script and your content written out, you can definitely make Instagram carousels out of them. And that's what I do at work whenever I help with social media. With YouTube, there's a lot of pre-work that goes on before you actually shoot. And even though it is a lot of work, that actually means that you have a whole bank of different ways to repurpose your content. So you can take your audio out of your video and make a podcast. You can make Instagram carousels out of your footage. You can make reels. You can also make email newsletters, and you can also make blog posts through your script or your transcribed audio. Okay, so what does that mean for our tiebreaker? So I'm gonna have to say and preface that I do love writing. I had blogs when I was little, and I'm probably gonna start a blog this year if that works out. But for this tiebreaker, I'm gonna have to say that YouTube, you have won. You have won and conquered. I'm not trying to be biased or anything. I know I have a YouTube channel, but as I said, I love writing, and so I'm trying to come from a more unbiased approach, and I think that video is definitely the way of the future just because of people's attention spans and also because of the algorithm. So tell me down below, does your prediction from the beginning of this video match up with a winner on your current scorecard? Because this actually depends on you. Your winner could totally be different from my winner. It just depends on your preference. But either way, either platform you choose, it will take time, perseverance, and dedication and patience. You just gotta keep on going, and I'm kind of preaching at myself because I have been conflicted about blogging and YouTubing, but I am focusing on YouTubing this year, at least the beginning part. I do want to start a blog in the future, but either way, you need to focus on one, and then later on maybe kind of expand and learn how to funnel to your main headquarter. Alright, so that's it for this video, and I hope you guys found it very valuable. Let me know if you have any comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you thumbs it up and also subscribe to my channel.